Everybody, welcome to the Homestead. So what you see here today is our fall garden. This is fall, winter is quickly approaching, and so now is the time to prep your garden for spring. And I just kind of want to give you some ideas on how we do that so that maybe you can learn something from that and then apply it to your own garden. This has worked out very well for us over the last couple years. It's getting better, even better over time. But people are always asking, hey, Zach, what do you do for your garden? How do you get so much produce out of it? Because we rely, our families, our two families here, me and my wife and my in-laws, her parents live here too. And we usually rely on about, I would say, 80 to 90% of our produce from this garden, and it produces very well. And so we've done videos on this in the past. People are always asking. We always have new subscribers, so I really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. But what we do for our garden is every fall and winter, we prepare our garden for spring. A lot of people think, the harvest season is over in the summer and fall, and so you can just relax and wait till next spring to go ahead and plant. But that's really not the case, and that's one of the worst things you can do, is to let your garden sit idle over the course of the entire fall and winter. And so how we do this, what you see here is basically a garden that's been stripped. We've gotten everything out. We've mowed it. I mowed it with a lawnmower on a very low setting, so it just tears everything up and puts all that back into the ground. And then what we do is we go ahead and take the manures that we have saved over the course of the previous year. We've piled those up, and we're going to take those and put those now back on the garden from our animals. And also we found out that rabbit manure works really great, and there's a rabbit farm not too far from here, and we take those manures as well. Rabbit manure is excellent, and so we take that manure also and spread that on the garden in a number of places. And then after all of the manures and anything else we want to add, like shredded leaves or shredded straw, things like the grass clippings, all work great. You spread that on the garden, and then you allow that to break down. But then the last thing you do in the fall, after you've put down your manures, hopefully before winter or during the winter, is we put down about 3 to 4 inches of wood chips. There are numerous sawmills all over the place around where we live. And what we do is we go there and we pay just a very nominal fee, like I think it's like $10 for a full truckload. We take our trucks over there and get them filled up, and for like $10, and bring them back here, and we just put a layer of wood chips on top of the manures, on top of everything we've added, and allow that to break down over the whole course of the winter. So that by spring, it started to break down a little bit. It's lost some of the height of the amount of we put on there, and it's turned into dirt itself on the lower levels. And then come spring, we just use our hand to dig a hole and put our plants in, or seeds in, and they pop up. It does a really good job. That wood chips provides an amazing source of carbon into your soil that you absolutely need to mix and provide a really good growing medium. So that's what we do. People are always asking, hey, what do you do for your garden? Right now we're in the stage, we're just getting ready to add our manures. And so that's what we're going to do over the next couple of days and weeks. And then we're going to put in some wood chips, probably starting next week, and layer them about 3 to 4 inches tall over, and just allow that to break down over the course of the winter. And nature will do what it does best. It'll break that down, and the microbes in the soil will begin to eat away at the nutrients and prepare itself for the plants that are going to come in the spring. And the plants will just, the great source of nitrogen and carbon mixed together will provide an amazing growing medium for your soil. So what I would recommend for people, now we do what's called the back to Eden method. Also, sometimes people call it the layering method. There's all kinds of different names for it. But we put our nutrients down in layers and just allow that to break down over the course of the winter. I really recommend for people to do this method. It's really the most natural method you can use. We stay away from all the chemical fertilizers. Providing a good nutrient base with a lot of microbes growing in the soil will really help your plants stave off disease and fungus and things like that. And so we try. And here's the deal, folks. Every year, every growing season you do, you're always going to have a number of plants that fall to disease, fall to pest, and who will not perform well. So what you do, and what we have learned to do right from the very beginning, is to grow just a lot more plants than you're ever going to need. So that way, when you lose some, you still have a good crop at the end of the season. Last year, we grew about 50 or so tomato plants, and we lost about a quarter of them to disease and pest. But that still gave us an enormous amount of tomatoes to harvest, and we put up almost 100, just in salsa alone, 100 jars, almost 100 jars. I think it was like 80 or 90 jars of salsa to last us through the year. And it's very delicious. We have videos and articles on our website about that, our salsa. But, that provided even though we lost some of the plants to disease and pests, which is going to happen every year anyway, because we're not using chemical fertilizers, we're not using insecticides and things like that, you're going to lose some plants. So you always plant more than what you're going to need so that you have a good harvest at the end of the year. Anyway, so people are asking, when you do this method, one of the tips I tell people, and I've seen people make this mistake online, even some really experienced gardeners make this mistake on some of their YouTube channels, where they try, I'm going to try the back to Eden method. And they try the back to Eden method by putting wood chips and other things down, but then they till their soil. Folks, when you do this method, you don't have to till. You never have to till. All you got to do is just dig down, and the soil is really open, and it's really, really airy, and plant your plants. If you till your soil, the wood chips, the carbon that you've placed on there is going to rob the nitrogen out of the soil. You need those to work together. But if you till in your wood chips, which is your carbon base, into your soil, the nitrogen is going to be robbed, and you're not going to get good plant growth at all, if at all. So you don't have to till. This is called the no-till method. It's another name they call it, the no-till method. But again, we've had really good success doing this. Every year, just layer on your nutrients, layer on your compost, layer on your wood chips, and let nature take its course, and you're going to get phenomenal growth out of your garden. So that's what we're doing right now. We've got, this is all ready and prepared for our manures that we're going to be laying down, and then after that, the wood chips, and at that point, we can wait till spring. That's really it. People have asked a lot of questions. Hey, Zach, it's always coming up. What do you do for your garden? We are providing about 80 to 90% of our produce. We still go to town to get produce and things like that when we find them here and there. But for the most part, our pantry is stocked full. We have a great pantry, and a lot of that produce most of it's all coming from the stuff we grow here, so that we don't have to go to the store, we don't have to go to the grocer and buy some of the things that are there, because you know what? I just want to know what goes into my food, and you get a good amount of satisfaction by growing your own. So I hope you do that. I want to encourage you to do that, and just give you an idea of what we do here and the amount of success that we have. If you've watched our videos in the past, you know that we have had amazing success with our garden. And I hope you guys get the same success out of yours. All right, we'll see you next time on An American Homestead.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up button below the video. It really means a lot to us. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Now you can support An American Homestead by becoming a patron. Visit patreon.com/An American Homestead to see all the benefits of becoming a patron of our channel. You'll get access to private videos, pictures, and even live question and answer sessions that you can participate in. Some patrons will even receive free gifts throughout the year from the Homestead. Visit patreon.com/An American Homestead to check it out and see the rewards of supporting our channel.